guys, it's Bonnie. I'm back with another video again today. So as you guys know, I'm all about seasonal work, I'm all about travel, and there's another really random thing that I am all about, and that is going to college. Now I know this may seem very contradictory. I want to get debt free, I want to explore the world, and I also want to try to get a degree at the same time. I know this either sounds like a contradiction or I'm just totally crazy, but I want to explain to you guys how this is actually completely possible, not just for me, but for everybody. It really is. So basically what I have done is I have been in Colorado for 4 years, and I am now looking to start exploring and to just be really nomadic. And because I have been in Colorado for 4 years, you know, I have a lease, I have a car here, I have car insurance. Well, I sold the car and I covered the car insurance, but I had those things when I enrolled in school. You know, I'm a voter in Colorado, like just all these little things. When I applied at school, I actually qualified as a resident of Colorado, and because of that, my tuition is in-state, which is about half of what I would have paid as an out-of-state student. So prices school by school is definitely going to vary, but it is a guarantee that if you are an in-state student at a state college, university, community college, anything like that, you are going to pay a much reduced rate from what someone out of state would. So regardless of where you live, I would say look into the state schools, look into the community colleges, figure out which one you want to go to. One thing you really want to consider, you are going to need online classes if you are a nomad. So it doesn't matter if it's a great school and they offer a million great programs if they do not offer online classes. So just really keep that in mind. You want a cheap school that is good, that offers, you know, something you're interested in, and you also want it to have online classes, and the more online classes the better. There are some schools who offer online classes who offer 50 a semester. There are some schools that offer 300 online classes a semester. I've heard a lot of bad things about the online universities. I can't really think of any of the names off the top of my head, but like universities that literally only exist online. I've heard they can be scams. I've heard there can be some good ones too. My personal experience has been in a physical school. I have been to both a private university and just a community college. I absolutely love the community college I go to. I go to Colorado Mountain College. Not saying you have to go there, it's just where I go. I love it. But from my experience, it has been a physical school, and they've always done a really good job, whether it's online or in the classroom, with the education. I never felt like I was getting scammed. Even at the university where it was super expensive, I never felt like it was necessarily a scam. And I've heard that some of those online schools can be a scam, so I just wanted to put that out there, that I'm not trying to recommend those because I don't even know which ones to suggest to you. I am suggesting a actual college that you can physically drive up to, walk in, talk to admissions, an actual physical school. So just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So in order to become an in-state student, it definitely varies state by state. It also depends a lot on your age. So if you still live at home with your parents, a lot of it's going to be based on what they have. Whereas if you live on your own, it's going to be based on stuff you have. So basically they just need a couple things proving you're a resident, which can be car registration, a rent, lease, that kind of thing, voter. I think even a pay stub works. I'm not positive about that, but basically what they're looking for is just proof that you are in that state, that basically you're paying taxes to that state. That's really all they care about, is just knowing that. I think that's what it comes down to, is are you paying taxes in that state? So then once you have that, as long as you stay enrolled, they're not going to keep asking for that. So what you do is 3 to 6 months at least prior to becoming a nomad, look at schools, apply, figure out where you're going to go, make sure they have your in-state information so that you get on that reduced price rate. And then when you start traveling, look at being a part-time, if you really have the time and the money, look at being full-time. But I typically do part-time every other semester, and because in-state tuition is so cheap, I pay I don't know, $300–500. Depends on how many credits I take and if they're higher or lower level, but it's something I can pay out of pocket, like before I even begin. And that then gives me, because I do it every other semester, that gives me about 6 months between the time I start that class and the time my next class payments are due to collect all that money. And like I said, it's sometimes like $300. So it's like I have to save like $50 a month sometimes. It's really not bad. You really got to look at the prices of your schools. Where I go, it's like I think $60 or $70 for a lower level class and like $100–120 for upper level classes. So it's really cheap. With that being said, I was raised in Florida, and the community colleges in Florida were probably twice that price. Like I can't think of any school in Florida that was comparable to that. I do also want to point out that I am in the either cheapest or like second cheapest school in Colorado, so I am definitely in a cheap school, which is something you probably want to look at if you're going to be a nomad, especially if you're going to be like me, being a seasonal worker where you're basically getting minimum wage. You really want to look at what's a school I can go to that has what I need but isn't super expensive. I realize there are some people who are watching this who maybe think, you need a nicer degree, who maybe have some more plans in their life. Maybe you do need to go to a better school. Maybe you want to do part-time once a year instead of once every other semester, where sometimes I do go in the summer, and I realize a lot of people don't go in the summer for a variety of reasons. So that's how I am doing it. Basically, I just picked a cheap in-state school. I go part-time every other semester, and then I'm going to continue being an online student. One thing I do really want to point out about being a nomad is, well, I do love this. I think it ties in two of my biggest goals in life together. This is something that, while online classes are great, you have to make sure you are going to have good internet if you want an online class. So, for example, I've been told that where I'm going to work this summer in Alaska, followed by the Grand Canyon, both places have warned me that the internet exists, but that it's not good. So because of that, even though I had planned on taking classes this summer, I have decided to hold off until next fall for the simple fact of I don't want to sign up for a class and then either fail or have to withdraw just because I literally can't get to the class. So while yes, online classes are super convenient, just really consider before you sign up, where are you going to be, how are you going to access the internet. If you're doing like van life, you're probably going to want to spend some time at Walmart, or not Walmart, like McDonald's or a coffee shop or the library. And if you are looking into seasonal work, then you really want to talk to your employers beforehand. How is the internet? If you're looking at like a ski resort or something else that's like, I don't know, more, certain jobs are going to be more in civilization, I guess is the way to put it, whereas other jobs are either going to be in a national forest or just like super remote locations for a variety of reasons. And if you're in one of those more remote locations, the internet's probably not going to be good enough. You're probably going to want to take that semester off. I know that can make it a little more difficult. What I always tell myself is, if I'm taking a semester off, that gives me more time to save, and then maybe when you do go back, even if you were taking a little bit longer off than planned, maybe you can go back full-time instead of part-time. So that definitely helps me. I'm also not in a rush to get my degree. To me, it's a matter of working towards it, and I want to eventually be able to say that I did it. And I also want to do it without incurring more debt. To me, it's not a matter of rushing to get the degree because I need to start some career. I literally have no plan for a degree right now. My plan is to get a business degree because I can use it in anything, and maybe someday I'll use it in something, but to me it's more of the reward of knowing that I did it, of knowing that I had the drive and the dedication to do that. And again, I'm not saying that you have to. If you are somebody who is saying college is not for me, I have no desire to do that, that is great. It's a personal choice, and I am no way I'm trying to say that this is something you have to do. This is just a personal choice I have made, that I want to travel and I want a degree. So I have found a way that I can do both of these things at the same time. and I am in no way trying to pressure anyone to do these things. I just want to give advice on how you can do these things if your dreams are similar to mine. I hope this helps you. Comment down below any more advice you have for a nomadic college student, and hit that like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you again soon.